Hi, Mango. What are you doing? All right. Hey, hey, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. I decided to do this live. I have a feeling my internet is kind of funky right now. Just give me a second and let me check something on my phone. Okay. All right. I hope you're all doing well. I'm going to close this a little just because it's a little too bright. And I'm going to do your new or full moon forecast for you. Like I said, I'm not usually on here live. This is a rarity. But let's get right to it, shall we? So we have this lovely full moon in Gemini. It's Sunday, tomorrow, December 15th. It's going to happen at about 4:02 a.m. in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. So in the middle of the wee hours. So you have the option. You can do your crystals, putting out your crystals and making your full moon water. You could put it out this evening and tomorrow night as well. After all, it is the energy of duality and doubles. So do it 2 nights in a row. Why not? Right? Ah, that's better. All right. This is also known as the cold moon or long night's moon. It usually aligns with the winter solstice. And it's a time when growth and harvest stop, and many souls will have reflection, and a calming stillness is in order with this energy. This is also a time to review the past year and praise your achievements and successes, but also continue on with your goals and your ideas in the year ahead. So there's also that. Um, Gemini energy is all about the talkative side in some of us. It rules our curiosity, it rules communication, short trips, writing, publishing, transportation, postal service, deliveries, buying new and used cars, anything to do with 2 or 4 wheels, and issues with communication, family, and siblings. Now, the phone does become active, and even like some brothers and sisters, family members, um, they will be calling in need of a shoulder to cry on, or maybe they need to unload with some not so pleasant news. So just be strong for them and be there for them, because many of us will have to lend an ear, lend a shoulder to cry on, and be there for someone. Not everyone does well in a full moon in Gemini, especially with the polar opposite sign, Sagittarius, having a Mercury retrograde. I know technically tomorrow in modern astrology that they claim it is the last day of retrograde, but in ancient astrology, it's out by the 20th, or the 20th is the last day. Like I said, it's all about communication and things like that. But Mercury in retrograde in Sagittarius until December 20th. I'm sure you've noticed, I've noticed it. Um, Deliveries that are supposed to, like packages that are supposed to arrive at a certain date and time, are delayed. That's very common in a Mercury retrograde. So it's going to continue for another 5 days, 6 days or so. Um, There could be some headaches, airline problems, delays, and even cancellations or postponements. So be prepared for news in the next 5 days that are going to be filled with issues with chain reaction accidents, travel issues, communication problems. And this can even represent like power outages and whatnot. Once again, delivery issues, global issues. Full moon in Gemini rules gossip and media, can all make the headlines too. So just be aware of certain circles. This energy does have a tendency to bring on the gossip queen in some ways. Um, just so you're aware of that. All right. Now, since Gemini does rule the Postal Service, FedEx, UPS, um, I mentioned this earlier, but delays with gifts arriving on time seem to be a big problem for not just myself, but a lot of people. Um, so shipping is slow and delayed. It is one of those things. Just like a Mercury retrograde, everything kind of goes backwards and slows down and things come back, things like that. Bring things to completion or an ending these next couple of weeks, and make time to be festive, rest, rejuvenate, make plans for the future, and prepare. Now, it will be all the mutable signs that feel this energy strongly, as well as the air signs and those born with a sun, moon, ascendant, or natal or hidden dragon's head and tail in Gemini. You're going to feel this the strongest. And just so you know, the mutable signs are Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Gemini. Those are the four mutable signs. Mutable means that they go with the flow more than the average. Um, just so you know. Now, Mars, let's talk Mars for a minute before I give you your Gemini forecast. Mars is retrograde until February 23rd, 2025, and it's retrograde in Leo until January 6th, 2025. So this can go either two ways for people, depending on their own celestial identity and UCI, but some will feel the need for self-expression when Mars is in retrograde in Leo. Um, some feel the need to take the lead or assert themselves, or it's the absolute complete opposite that can occur. And that means that some will feel like they don't have any talents, they're self-doubting, and they have a lack of a voice. That's usually the scenario. Sometimes when Mars goes retrograde into Leo, you know, now it will be all my Leos and my Aquarians, Scorpios, and Tauruses that feel the Mars in Leo retrograde strongly. It then jumps into Cancer for the remainder of its retrograde station. That happens on January 6th. It'll transfer into Mars transfers into Cancer retrograde. And when we have this, we feel stronger emotions at this time. It will be more about home and family and emotional foundations and security. And you may find yourself more sensitive and reactive to things during that period. And it'll be especially the Cancers, the Capricorns, the Libra, and the Aries that feel the latter part of this Mars retrograde placement, because it slips into Cancer, which is Capricorn's polar opposite. Now, my understanding is that it'll be Aries and Capricorn that feel it the strongest, because it's going to take place in Capricorn's 7th and Aries, what, 4th? Yes. So there's that as well. So just be prepared for that. Someone said to me the other day, I don't understand why Mars is the retrograde is so harsh. Well, Mars only goes retrograde once every 2 years, and it stays for between 12, I believe it's 12 to 14 weeks, give or take. So yes, Mars does come around and bring us those lessons we need to learn within that placement. All right. I always leave you with the forecast for the full moon sign. So its full moon is in Gemini. So Gemini, this full moon is right on you. Gemini, the first house. This is the house of self, soul's purpose, appearances, and beginnings. Now, reflection over the past year is common, and many Geminis have seen the highs and the lows. Lessons have been learned, and now it is time to focus on you, dear Gemini. With Mercury RX in your 7th house, this is the house of marriage, contracts, partnerships, and sharing. Ex-partners could come back in, ex-spouses, and old issues on the domestic front or business issues could arise or come back into your life at this time. A Mars RX in Leo will make your speech a little more curt and abrasive and then a little rude. So beware of your speech, Gemini, because this is hitting your third house, which is Leo. Watch your tone with others or face the consequences. That's simply put. There is a lovely air trine between Venus in Aquarius and Jupiter in Gemini on December 19th. And this energy, Gemini, will give you a much needed dose of happiness, a more optimistic approach to things, and happy energy awaits. Just kind of got to get through the full moon energy. And it is time to release the negative feelings, energies, and tension. Bring yourself into a more positive mindset or space. Get into nature and, like your sign, which is an air sign, fly like the wind, Gemini. Okay. Now, these next few weeks will bring its ups and downs with the full moon in Gemini and Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. The last week of this retrograde will be a doozy for many. Some souls will experience car trouble, appliance issues, and breakdowns of all sorts, even mental breakdowns. So please be aware of this energy. Now, it will be around the 15th. That brings an intense drama with bad weather, earthquakes, water issues, and forced relocations for many families. This also brings major news for Great Britain and the United States. Unfortunately, Christmas will be directly under a Plutonic phase. I can't give you the exact dates. That's a Patreon feature. But just be prepared because this will bring family dramas, family arguments, and chaos. You'll turn on the news Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and you'll hear about a family shooting, things like that. That's something you'll have to expect when Pluto is on gracing the energies on Christmas Day. It's best for this holiday season to lay low and enjoy your close and immediate family instead of entertaining a full house of people and strangers that you don't know. You'll face the repercussions if you don't follow the jurisdictions of the stars, simply put. Now, I end this with we have this lovely black moon, the second new moon of the month, which hits on December 30th, making for a nice New Year's Eve celebration if you do choose to go out and party. I'm wishing all of you, a very, very blessed holiday season filled with joy and merriment and a happy, healthy, and prosperous new year ahead. I do apologize. My website, it's up, but it doesn't run very well. And I'm working these next couple of weeks. My priority is to get the 2025-2026 Dragon Forecast finished for my Patreons. If that is something you're interested in and you do not want to join Patreon, you can purchase the article on Patreon. And I am going to leave you with an oracle card. Now, my Patreons, I'm getting ready to record for them full tarot for the full moon, but I've already laid the cards for that. So what I'm doing right now is just doing the oracles because my Rider-Waite deck is in the other room and ready to go for Patreon. So let's see what these next 2 weeks will bring. And that's kind of funny. So the card I just pulled. Hey, Kate, how are you? Happy Saturday. Ignore the mess. Oh, I do want to leave you guys with something before I forget. So the card I just pulled is called Patience. Let me get it out of the glare. And it's really, the card is insinuating is these next 2 weeks with Mars in retrograde, Mercury in its final days of retrograde, another 5-6 days, we are going to need a lot of patience. Okay? Patience. Choosing our battles, walking away from things that don't serve our greater good. I will read you what it says in the book, but patience, peaceful presence, letting go of desperation. This card shows a beautiful angel, which it does, holding a clock in the stillness of winter. Her quiet, peaceful energy is telling you that it's okay, or it's time to release the old energy and to look at things from a much clearer perspective. When this card is upright, it's telling you to relax and let go of your single-minded desperation that's been driving you. Don't try to force your will on only one option. When you think there's only one solution to satisfy your need or to make you happy, you are blocking many other potential options. So this card is saying to have patience and to look at all the options. Don't just look one way. Look both ways. Look behind you. Look 4 ways, to the left, to the right, to the front, to the back. Search out other options. Have patience. This is a very beautiful card. There's an angelic touch here in a lot of ways. So having patience these next 2 weeks. I mean, really, there are some people that just absolutely do not enjoy this time of year. Because of their other family members. And for a lot of people, this time of year is a very sad and lonely time for them, and they don't have anybody. So you want to take that into consideration and perspective as well as we go into these next few weeks of the holiday season as it gets into full swing here. Just hang in there. That's all I can say. Like I said, for my Patreons, you're going to get a complete reading. I'll be doing that this evening. Like I said, I have to DJ in a couple hours, so I got to go and do that. But I did want to get on here and do the freebie. Now, even though I don't have my website up, I still have PayPal and I still have Cash App. So after doing inventory, I do have 2 of these left for purchase. These are the 2025 moon sign books. They work very well in correlation with your lucky and your unlucky dragon days. I am selling them for $13.99 plus shipping. If interested, if you are a Patreon member, you get 20% off of that plus shipping. So it's even cheaper. But I have 2 left. And I actually over-ordered on it. Was an accident, and after doing my inventory, and because some of these I'm giving away as Christmas presents, I realized, oh, I ordered too many. So these are for sale. Just message me, email me, astrologywitch22@gmail.com if you're interested in these. And I think that's all I have to say. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to add in here. And I don't. All right. So all of you out there, have a blessed full moon. And enjoy the holidays. Solstice is around the corner. And then there's Christmas and Kwanzaa and all the other holidays. So whatever you celebrate, be blessed, be safe, and have a wonderful holiday season. I will try and get back on here during my 2-week break, which doesn't begin till the 19th. So I'm thinking of doing, was going to do a test pilot for my Patreons on astrogeography. And I might do that and show them first before I show the rest of you. Because Patreons always get the goods first. It's just the way it is. Kate, it's so good to see you. You have a great weekend. And I know there's a lot of talking in the back. My kids are getting ready to arrive from Flagstaff. So I got to get out of here. You guys have a blessed weekend, and I will see you soon. Ciao. Bye, Kate.